Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the Netflix original movie called The Babysitter Killer Queen. So I was gonna say this right now, it's gonna be all spoilers throughout this whole video, so you haven't seen the first one. I'm gonna highlight those, like the highlights of the movie, just so we can go to this one. Go check it out, go watch it, and then we'll go right back here, and then we'll get into the first one and the second one. So also check out the second one too, because I'm going to spoil that one too, because I have a lot to say about it. So let's get into the first one by kind of highlighting that. So the first Babysitter pretty much it starts off with a guy named Cole. He's a middle schooler that is pretty much he's a teenager that still gets babysat, and he is kind of scared of the world and doesn't really stand up for his bullies and everything, so he's kind of like babied by his parents a little bit too. So he pretty much is having these things. Meanwhile, he also has a babysitter who's played by Samara Weaving, who's been in everything from Ready or Not, Hollywood, Guns, Akimbo, sorry. Oh, blah, blah. And Cole, by the way, is played by Jonah Lewis, who's not really much. He's been in Diminution and The Babysitter. So anyway, so he has this crush named Melanie. They get together, or they have a little thing, but they're not like together, but they have this like love interest, like I want you, and I think she wants him too. So babysitting happens. One night, they're having, Cole's being babysat by B, which is her name, is the babysitter's name, sorry. And he's been told by Melanie, oh, if you go outside, when you fall asleep, like, what does your babysitter do? He's like, I don't really know. She's like, well, check it out, because she's probably, like, fucking some other, like, guy, or hooking up with, like, her friends, or having friends over and having huge parties, and you don't even know it. So he stays up one night when she says goodnight, goes down, sees they're doing a complete satanic blood cult, like, ritual. So he gets caught seeing it. They pretty much chase him down, try to get him to either halfway keep it quiet, and the other, the babysitter wants him to keep it quiet. Everybody else wants to kill him. So he ends up surviving it, and he crashes the car he takes the car from his love interest who lives like 2 houses down. Takes Melanie's dad's car, and rams into the house. The firemen come over to see what's going on. They can't find B anywhere. And he doesn't know that until the next movie, but that's pretty much it. And then he builds up himself and says, like, I don't need a babysitter. I took control of my life. I'm good to go, you know? So you think, like, okay, cool. He's much more rounded as a person, more confident and everything. So now, I love that movie. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was easy to, dissect. I thought the jump scares and the shock value places were just perfect to where they were. I think it was silly. There's some scary bits. There's some intense bits. But most of it was pretty funny and pretty nice. And I felt like that was something that completely changed the way that, like, I feel like it was a nice it was very, like, Happy Death Day direction. And I feel like that's a cool direction to go with, like, horror films mixed with comedy kind of thing. It's so nice. So anyway, so I was very excited to see this, and I'm glad that they brought back pretty much everybody and a couple of other new people, but, like, so I was very happy with that, and seeing Cole, or Jonah, I think it's been saying Jonah. Judah, sorry. I'm so all over the place. Judah Lewis is his actual name, sorry. Seeing him coming back as himself, and it's just, like, it's great. So anyway, so I got into this, and I thought it was really nice-ish, until things start happening. So pretty much in this one, Cole is in high school, Melanie is with them, but not really, but they're not together for some reason, which is always would completely throw me off, because they shared a kiss in the last one, so I thought, oh, this means that they're going to be together. Nope, she's with the guy, and the douchey guy, and the douchey guy is douchey, but he, like, is douchey towards Cole, but also nice to him in a way. So pretty much it goes to a thing where they're having their like Melanie wants to be like a influencer or something all of a sudden, and then they go to this like boat lake teen party that's happening in this like canyon, which is, by the way, I didn't know there was canyons in this city. Where are they? Where are they? Is my confusion. I thought they're in California. I was like, we don't have canyons. So, well, no, yeah, we don't have canyons. Anyway, so yeah, so they go to this canyon party and decide to have. And you're thinking they're just having it on the beach. They are in the water, but that's not the case. Apparently, they divide from the full-on boats and everything, and having a party on one boat. And of course, things are getting weird because like Melanie is very super confident, way more confident than she was when in the first movie. So it completely threw me off, and I was like, "Are you?" And I knew immediately when she had that same confidence. I was like, "Okay, you're acting exactly like B. There's no way that this should have happened. That's not your personality." So as this went on, we figure out that pretty much that she is part of that blood cult, satanic blood cult, and pretty much has this like is her friends and her buddies are pretty much trying to do the same thing with Cole by taking his virgin blood because he's still a virgin, and pretty much getting whatever they want. And with the help of the same people that came from the other movie, Max, John, Allison, and Sonia, pretty much they come in, which are played by, sorry, I should break this down. So John's played by Andrew Bachelor, who is aka King Bach. He's in everything. Allison's played by Bella Thorne. Sonia's played by Hannah May Lee, who's in Pitch Perfect. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, so those people are there. They pop out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay, are they demons? Are they ghosts? And they kind of didn't really. They kind of said, I think they said they were ghosts. It kind of didn't really make any sense how they just automatically pop up and they automatically know where they need to be going. And so of course Cole escapes because a new girl's in town, and her name is Phoebe, who's played by Jenna Ortega, and she's in a ton of things too. She's actually Disney alumni, mixed with she's part of You, the Netflix series. So she comes in and she's more badass. She's cool. She's been in jail because she's killed somebody. She's killed her parents, even though she really didn't. So pretty much she shows up in on a jet ski or some thing. I'm not familiar with boat thingies. Anyway, she's on one, and they get on one, Cole gets on it with her, and they speed away onto the other side of the canyon and try to find a way to get out of the canyon. They run into this weird guy who's getting a little molesty, and so he comes to save her. They fight him off, or in a way, and then they run into the ghosts again, and they're trying to hunt them down, but they can touch Cole, but it made no sense. But they also can die. So they die, and everything's working, and then Cole gets, Cole's dad, who's played by Ken Marino, his name's Archie, who's in a lot of things. He comes out to, save Cole because he thinks this whole time throughout this movie is that Cole is imagining that his babysitter went crazy. So he's like, I'm going to take you away to make you feel better, blah, blah, blah. And then find out that Phoebe's being held captive by the cult. So he goes back, tries to save her, gives in by giving them their blood so they can live on and do whatever they want. And of course, finally, who pops up is B. B pops out of the water like some beautiful water nymph, and just like, ooh, here I am. And I was like, okay, that's cool, but why did you... This, I don't know, I would expect if you're going to save her for last and make it seem like, oh, whoa, here she is, you've been waiting for her, here she is, why didn't it should have been a bigger bang, and she came out of the water, and she's just chilling. She's like, okay, let's do it. It's like, okay, cool, that's not... I don't know. It didn't make any sense. So here she is, and they do the blood thing, they all take a sip, and of course, the fucking, like, ghosts, or whatever they are, come popping out of the rocks that she was able to, that Bee and Melanie were able, or that Melanie, actually, she's, like, the queen bee at this moment, or in this movie-esque, and so she pretty much is like, or she pretty much, like, built a full-on ritual setting while he was coming to rescue, Cole was coming to rescue Phoebe. Makes no sense. Anyway, so they do it, but finding out that Phoebe and Cole actually they mess around or whatever, but like they did it, so he ends up having, his virginity gone. He's a normal kid now, and so pretty much that fucks up the whole ritual, and they all explode into different things. And of course, Bee kind of sees this because she felt the vibe. Of course, but then it turns around that she was actually knowing this and looking to save Cole because, like, you're my favorite. And I was like, I mean, okay. So anyway, it just made no sense. And of course, she decides to drink it herself. And I was like, okay. So she decides to die so the whole ritual thing will just die with her. And it was good to see her, and good to have that connection with them and everything, and good to see that for her to see Cole stand up for himself and stuff like that. And it ends where it's like, everything's okay now. But I felt like a couple of things. First of all, I thought Melanie was Bee. Melanie, threw her soul. I thought Melanie threw her soul, or Bee threw her soul into Melanie, so that's why she was, red lipstick and everything. But that wasn't the case. She just happened to want to act like that, exactly like the character, which makes no fucking sense. And then on top of that, it just, I don't even know how to explain it. So, why was Bee coming out of the water? I don't understand. Is she supernatural? I don't understand. And on top of that, I was expecting her to be a demon or something, because she felt so chill about meeting these new people, and she kind of came out of the water. So I was like, you're not just sitting in the bottom of the water just waiting for them to happen. And they're like, okay, here's my time, whoop, 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 and they come out. Makes no fucking sense. I will say I did enjoy everything that was happening. I just, plot-wise, story arc, it made no fucking sense. It made no sense. But I was happy to see everybody else. I was happy to see everything, just didn't make any sense. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. Did you like it? Didn't like it? Were you just as confused as me with a plot line? Side note to it, Juan's car that was damaged, that was a nice average blue or black, I think, in the first one, and then came back, and he was, came back to look at it now, it was this nice blue Mustang with, red and orange flames on it, and I know it looks so douchey, but it looks so cute in the same way. I really liked it. Anyway, leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and all that jazz. And I usually give it out of 10. I give this a 7 out of 10 because I did enjoy it. I was confused with the plot. Anyway, hope to see you all in the next video.